y dos, y dos, una, y dos, una, y dos.
Hello and welcome to Cortesnyc Livestream, the podcast. This show broadcasts twice a week out of New York City. We are your hosts, Cortesnyc
and Carla de Puerto Rico.
And on the show, we talk about art, creativity, city life from a Latino perspective. I'm a visual artist.
And I'm a singer.
And this is episode 14, the remix. Today we have two special guests, Audible Lecter and Spax the Apparition. Together they are Guillotine Cuts. They are old friends of the show. And today we're going to talk with them about how to create a new version of an existing piece.
Yes, and like always, please follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean. Please subscribe and leave us a review. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr.
And a special shout out to all those people on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you for all the support.
All right, the remix. I got my boys here, the Gillo and the Spax in the house.
Yo, Cortez. What up, my man? Carla.
This is the reunion, huh?
Yeah.
The long-awaited.
What?
The comeback.
Real.
The reboot. This is the remix. This is basically Cortesnyc Livestream. The remix.
The remix. Oh, yo. Nice,
So
bro.
I hear you guys nice. We're speaking via FaceTime.
What?
Doing a little group chat here. I'm glad that I could have both of you on the show. This is
Thank you.
yeah, man, this is actually a really good topic. This topic was actually written for you, man.
Nice.
Oh shit!
That's what's up.
As I don't know if all the listeners know, but this is our old co-host from the original Cortesnyc Livestream, Guillotine Cuts, and his partner Spax. And they make together. Well, it's Gillo and Spax, and together they are Guillotine Cuts. And they are the duo out of Queens. They are remix producers. They are music extraordinaires. What do you guys tell me? What are you guys? Go ahead.
Yeah, we just like to make music, man. Music that we enjoy listening to. That's
Definitely.
What genres do you guys play with? What do you mix around?
Basically, like
a little
the
bit
backbone
everything.
of everything is usually like hip hop, but we incorporate fusion of all types of music, definitely get more melodic with it.
Alright.
Keep it electric, some dub, definitely just mixing it all up together,
If you had to call out what was one of your more successful remixes, or ones that you would want to say, yo, that was the one that, like, that's our little gem right there, which one would it be?
We were like one of the remix contest winners for like one of the, it was like the Go 10 back in the days.
Go 10 project.
That was 1 out of 10 winners, but it was just good to even have them listen to our shit. So that was like a way of accomplishment for ourselves. And the Federico one, that one ended up being like the Amazon MP3 of the day at one point.
Who was that, for people who don't know who Federico is?
That was for Federico Bell. It was a Bohemian Rhapsody and Blue remix, and that was released on ESL Music record label.
Nice.
Back in 2015. No, 2005. I think.
What?
Was it that old school? No, wow, it can't be. It's around. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No. It might be like a 2011. I'm bugging out.
I dragged you guys out of the studio to come join us here on this FaceTime chat so we can discuss a topic that I think is kind of universal. You could apply it to visual art, you could apply it to music, you could even apply it to fashion, because fashion does it all the time, right? When they remix clothing, right? They'll take some old type of pattern and they'll remix it and make something new out of it. You see that a lot now with like
polo.
But you see it, a good example is in sportswear when you see somebody remix, let's say a jersey, a basketball jersey, they'll make a dress out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where they reinvent it and repurpose other fabrics and other garments and try to make something new out of it.
For sure.
And now a lot of vintage stuff are coming back. a lot of things from the 70s, 80s. They're getting into, I don't know, they're getting into the fashion now, but
Yeah, it's true.
Definitely.
So, but we got you guys here, so we're gonna talk music first. Let's talk about music. I think the topic, and I think I brought it up in our pre-conversation, was what is the difference between, define for us, what is the difference between a remix and a remake? And go.
He said define. Wow.
Define.
Yo, what you mean? You guys funny.
Sure.
Man,
Well, a remake, obviously, you know, you're gonna make a track that's basically almost identical or resembling, you know, the original. And you know, it could be, it's mostly usually like a cover, you know. But a remix is basically giving it your own style, your flavor,
flair,
some difference, like making it completely different in a different version or whatever, you know.
The remix, you basically give it your touch. I mean, the remake, I think with them, one difference would be like you would try to really keep all the entire track still there.
The origin of it.
You know, like the
so you know
all
what
the
it
like
is.
the verses in some way. You know what I mean? Like all the lyrics without losing anything.
Yeah.
And because there's a lot of remixes that you just do that you don't even need like the whole like middle verse or like any of the, you know, this specific lyrics.
Full content, yeah.
Or like a lot of stuff that you hear on the radio now. They'll just take like a little part and it's like bam bam, and it's like a full remix.
When you get approached to do a remix, what was your first step? Like, how did you analyze the music and say, well, how do I tackle this? You know what I mean?
Definitely listening to the original, like, you know, getting into that rhythm and the groove and stuff. And then it's always free flowing when you get into the lab and, you know, you got all these different pieces and the way everything comes through the sequence always is changing the format. You know, there's going to be like a million different melodies, but
it doesn't always go according to plan. Like it just ends up,
it's never like structured.
It just
like
always ends up on this tangent, and then all of a sudden you lose like 3 hours working on this other little part for no reason, and you're like, yo, you got sidetracked from like this part that was like, oh fuck. Yeah. But yeah.
How about this question? What tools do you guys use?
And all different types of instruments and machines and stuff. But
we got a whole bunch of different keyboards.
Yeah, forget it. So we got, you know, FL,
the machine,
Ableton, Reason,
FL Studio,
a lot of different things.
Little gadgets here and there.
All right. Yeah, I know. I've been to your place, and you guys like to collect equipment.
Yeah,
you guys need to get a bigger space
antiques too.
Yeah, no, definitely. At some point, we definitely want to expand.
You know, we got
a little bit of every kind of equipment you could think of. Like as weird, the weirder the better, really.
What's a remix that you guys, when I say the word remix, that you guys think of right away and go, yo, that was a remix? Go ahead, Carla. You give us one.
Give us one.
The one with Carlos Santana, Rihanna. This is a new one, and it's it's not that good, but everybody likes it, and I think now the Carlos Santana original song is getting more recognition now because of this remix than the original song.
That's true. So let's describe it so that people who don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so this is a remix from Carlos Santana.
Maria, I think.
Maria. That song.
Yeah, the guitar part.
Exactly. That iconic guitar sound is on this remix, which was by DJ Khaled and Rihanna, and I think there's another singer also or hip hop artist on this version. And then the version that Rihanna is singing now is "When I'm With You, All I Get Is Wild Thoughts," something like this.
Wild Thoughts, yeah. The Carlos Santana one, I think what they took from the Carlos Santana one was the guitar and the drum beat. They took a bunch of stuff from it.
The whole new song sounds like the old song. It's just the new lyrics and a little bit of the rhythm, but it's almost the same.
You know who's good with remixing everything is fucking Pitbull.
Is he
remix everything?
Is he remixing or is he remaking?
Is he just remaking everything? Fucking
old school classic,
or just jumping on it.
That's true.
But, when I think of like good remix backs, especially just back in the day, just like automatically I think about like when like Mary J and like Biggie, you know, combining hip hop and R&B you know, like back in the day, there was like Nas and like, what was it, like fucking SWV and shit.
Oh, okay.
Or it was like, I mean, that's like the old school kind of remixes that you don't really get too much good ones anymore. You know, there's all type of remixes.
That's true. I mean, you know what, a remix that I could think of, but in the Latin genre that we were just listening to, Carla, was the remix of Los Cuatro by Maluma.
Felices los Cuatro.
Felices los Cuatro Maluma. They did a salsa version with Marc Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
that's always good when they do the bachata or the salsa version.
Yeah, they did the same thing with the reggaeton Despacito.
Yeah, Despacito. They have it in salsa.
They did in a salsa version also. So like that's another version of a remix in the Latin culture where they take. Right now, it's very common to take reggaeton because it's a slow, mellow, more like street style, and then they combine it and flip it into like a salsa style, which is upbeat, dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
that's a common remix right there.
Especially because it's so recognizable already that, you know, once you throw that on and you give it a nice little
yeah, man. I mean, back in the day, you had remixes that were like rap remixes turned into rock. That became a thing. You had rock remixes that became reggae. I remember.
Oh, reggae. Uh-huh.
I remember one in particular was the
Love Song.
Love Song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Love Song, that was something that was remixed. I remember they had the original. The Cure was a rock pop band, and then they turned it into a reggae ska type of rhythm.
Yeah.
I mean, and the reggae genre in general was really built on a lot of remixes, right? Don't they remake and remix a lot?
Yeah,
for sure.
That's everything.
And now
that's the whole rhythm behind it. You know,
that was like Super Cat and what do you call it? Super Cat and El General.
Mm-hmm.
It had like the same exact album, but like English and English, and then one Spanish version.
True that.
Like, and the beats were like identical and like in order and shit. It was just crazy.
Now that we talked a little bit about remix, remake, let's talk about what are the elements that you don't want to lose when you make a remix. When we're talking about design, you know, you always will have some source material. If you're designing, you know, we usually take from somewhere. There's no way that you're going to create something 100% original. We're always inventing things based off of our experiences. So it's going to be based off of something that already existed. When you do that, you want to hold on to that inspiration, that little element from the original source that you want to hold on to because that's why you chose that reference in the first place. But then you want to make it your own. So how do you go about making something new without letting go of that original source thing? If I'm looking at a painting and I wanted to use it as reference, I would say sometimes it's just the color or it's just the attitude. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just the mood of it that gives me that feeling. And I'm like, wow, that's why I want to use this source material. So I can change everything around it as long as I don't change that mood. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
In music, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
A lot of times, like the hooks are usually like what are like the focal point of the track or whatever. You know, that the chorus keeps coming back in and stuff like that. So that would definitely be a main thing to utilize in a remix. You know, that's something that people will recognize immediately. Oh yeah, that's this track. We also did like a remix for Bella Seona, and that one was usually. I mean, it was actually doing the entire track using
the lyrics. So it's like you had to build around the lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, so have you ever had the fear, and I would imagine if I was hired to do a remix, I might have the fear that, what if I do something and the person's going to react weird? Like, what the hell did you do to my song? Have you guys ever had that fear inside? Like, oh my God.
Yeah. You think about it, but at the end of the day, if they just gave it to you with no instructions, then it's like, you know, you're hoping that they'll take what, you know, or like what you come up with.
Well, I mean, that's why they came to you, right? They came to you for that.
Because you know you're gonna fuck it up, you know, your way. Like, I'm gonna fuck it up my way.
Usually, you know, they already know what style or whatever we're about to give it, you know, for sure. So
I was thinking about covers. And when I sing covers, I think that, or when I do covers of other songs, I think that sometimes it's the sentiment with which the original singer sings the song is the thing that I would like to keep. because
Yeah.
you can sing in different
feeling.
style. Yeah, the feeling, because you can sing in different style. Let's say it's a ballad and I want to do a little bit of like a reggae version or a rock version, but I think that the sentiment behind it should be the same.
I think that's a little tricky when it comes to electronic music.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
they'll take a slow song or whatever, like maybe one of those Lana Del Rey joints or whatever like that.
That's a good example.
And then it'll be an electronic artist that'll fully make it some bounce joint at like freaking 128 or whatever
is
tempo,
true.
and it's like a lot faster, and it gives it a different sentiment. You still get the vocals, you still get that emotion, but some other
Totally different.
and then but that's like exactly what producers do and everything like that. It's
Yeah,
incorporating samples and everything, tweaking it into your own style, a whole different rhythm or whatever, so
All right,
Fucking-
so you guys been around the block a little bit. So what advice do you guys give to these young heads coming out now that want to be remixers, producers, all that kind of stuff? What advice can you give them for remixing? How should they approach it? For example, graffiti artists are constantly remixing the same old thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely.
the graffiti genre, the idea of making lettering, wild style, bubble letters, all that's been done already. All we're doing is remixing it constantly, reinventing it, making it look fresh. That's why this topic is something that I brought up, because
and that's the same thing pertaining to music, the same thing also. And also for like remixers or whatever, they hear remix and automatically assume it's gonna have to be a freaking crazy up-tempo EDM track or some shit like that, but not necessarily. Like you could make a track completely different and with like making it a hardcore underground track, or making it like a slower ballad or whatever. Like it doesn't necessarily mean like go all out or do this or sound like Skrillex or sound like freaking Avicii or everything like that. And do a remix like you gonna do the remix, like how you feel about it, like how would you give it something original, the unique part that's gonna stand out. Like, I don't know.
I like that.
Yeah. He just said it though.
Remix his comment.
In other words, he just said it though.
Just said it though.
Well, I would give advice
but-
to the visual artists out there. Personally, I would give advice that, find your voice. You know what I mean? If you want to make a remix, add a little dirt to it. Don't be afraid to be a little dirty. Don't be afraid to be a little grimy. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's usually what a remix is, right? Is we're taking something that is iconic and we want to fuck it up. I mean, you said it earlier. I'm just re-quoting you. I'm remixing your quote from earlier. You can add a little dirt to it. Put a little spice on it. Find your voice. Find your thing. What's your niche? What's your little angle? And use that to reinvent somebody else's stuff. That's fine. You want to pay homage to what I did? Show me how I could do it better. You know what I mean? Remix it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
Or you just give it your touch.
Give her your own
Re-edit.
touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Re-edit.
We're watching. What about you, Carla? What advice
would
do you
add?
got for the remixers, the new singers, the cover singers,
I will say try to make it interesting too, because I think that the thing about the trap and all this type of music is that it can be cool. It can actually be cool, and you don't have to repeat the same thing that it has been done. If you're gonna do something, maybe try to do something new, and that way it will be original and you're gonna feel happy about it, because people are gonna be like, okay, this is cool.
Another a fun fact about starting off as an artist is you think you're doing something new. Do something new. You're still not doing something new.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, but it's new to
Why I
you.
said, yeah,
Exactly.
It's
go
new
for
to
it.
you,
Yeah.
so you start
Fuck it up your own
somewhere.
way.
Wait. Say that again. Say that again.
I said, yeah, just fuck it up your own way.
Word. That was the best. All right, man. So with these last couple of minutes we have left,
In conclusion,
No politics. Politic.
no, I think in conclusion, I think the ultimate remix, where the remix came from, besides hip hop, you want to go a little further back, I would say jazz. Jazz is the ultimate remix genre. Jazz was reinventing
all the improvisations and like
Yep.
at the moment live playing, and jamming out. Forget it.
The remix is your own version.
It's your own
Exactly.
jazz.
So you learn the rules, you learn
Your
the basic
version.
structure, you learn all the rules and what to follow, and then you fuck it up and you go,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take what exists and just fuck it up.
Because but sometimes you keep the outline, but sometimes you just fuck it up,
Word.
on purpose.
All right, man. Yo, so that concludes this section.
Yeah.
Cheers, cheers.
Oh,
The fucking reunion right here, man. All right. So if you like what we were talking about, hashtag ArtLife, hashtag Cortesnyc Livestream. Look for us on Instagram. Look for us on iTunes now.
Yes, on Facebook. And then also, if you have Android, for now, you can download Podbean. And you can find us there.
Estás haciendo todo igual, no tiene ningún color el paso que hace. Separa menos tiempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2.
All right, we made it through the first section. Now we're in the second section with the Guillotine Cuts, our guests, Spax and Gillo. We got
Yeah.
Cara de Puerto Rico's favorite section, which is
Culture Talk.
Culture Talk. And we got the Gillos now. Talking about culture, let's talk about the cultures that we're drinking. I'm drinking some
you got the Stone IPA? Nice.
Stone IPA. What do you guys got? You guys showed me some fancy stuff over the FaceTime.
That's
here.
my Ismail over here today. I actually wasn't even gonna consider doing this, but fuck it. I had it in the fridge. Got the special exclusive G-Bot.
G-Bot.
G-Bot, yeah. It's a double Indian pale ale,
Nice.
which actually had they had to change the can because it used to be Gandhi Bot. It was like
For Culture Talk.
no, well, culture talk. Like, I didn't even plan it like that, but
All right. All good, all good.
so yeah, it was a robot version of Gandhi.
Oh my God.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
It's very horrible. But the beer is like so exclusive that you can never find it. So we're gonna open it. Yeah.
Salud.
Cheers.
To gun.
All right, Carla, me and you right
And I'm drinking
Cheers, guys.
Stella.
here. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
That's what's up. Yo,
Cheers.
Stella's good.
Woo.
Anything is good. Cheers.
All right, there we go.
Bye.
All right, cheers, everybody. So, Carla, lead us in. Come on.
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about alternative Latino music and also Latino fusion. So different styles mixing together. In Latino culture, we have a lot of that. I feel that a lot of folk music. It comes together with regular pop music, regular rock music, and I think that is something related to we want to like give a homage.
Homage.
Homage?
Pay homage. Pay homage.
Pay homage, yeah. I'm sorry, I had the word in Spanish here
And
in
you
my
made me
mind,
think
and
in
I'm like,
Spanish.
oh my God. So I think that is something about Latino culture that we still want to pay homage to our roots. We don't want to leave it behind. And it comes with us with whatever new music we're making, something, even if it's just the drums, even if it's just the guitars, a little bit of that folk music. And now I have some examples specifically from Puerto Rico, and I have a group which is relative new. Puerto Rico. Seriously. I know that you guys haven't heard about them, but after this episode, and you guys, Gillo and Spax and Cortez, you're gonna listen to them and you're gonna tell them that they're awesome. They're called Misa de Gallo. And
What?
Misa de Gallo.
All right.
Is that like from church?
Exactly,
That's a
yeah.
fucking-
What?
A freaking
Santeria
Mass-
shit, man.
No,
What?
come on. Like a rooster mass. Yeah.
That's some
Rooster mass.
Santeria shit.
Rooster
All right. I'm with it.
No,
That's
but-
some crazy shit.
Let me drink to that.
I feel like that their sound is really unique. They mix plena, they mix jazz, they mix rap, because the main singer, he raps, and then they have like 3 vocalists, and they will do these sounds that are a little bit of jazz and also a little bit of more like type of like a chorus type of voices. So I think they are a really good group to study and also to follow and see where they end up after this start.
Nice.
Cool. I have to look into that.
Yeah, then we have Calle 13, which obviously we know.
Calle 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the beginning, he has been an alternative artist. Even though he started as a reggaeton singer, he always had something new into the sound, even if it was a little bit of cumbia, a little bit of sampling, a little bit of more guitar, more drums.
Gangsterness.
Yeah.
Word. Shit.
Even
party
exactly.
music. Even party music.
Even party
Yo, but
music,
for real though, shit. Tell me about his last album.
The last album was crazy, yeah.
The last album was the
But
remix
we're
of all
gonna
the remix.
exactly. We're gonna talk about it on another episode. We're gonna go talk a little bit more about that album. But yeah, that album was really impressive, and it had every single song was a different sound. You don't have one song similar to another.
Wow.
In this last album of Residente, which is called Residente. Nice. And I think that is an evolution from him. When he started, he was working with his brother and sister. Now he's on his own, but I think what he learned from that fusion at the beginning, it came into place for this new album, which is totally crazy. He even had a documentary for it, but we're gonna talk about it on another time.
All right, next one. Who's up?
Next one will be his sister, which is Ile.
I was
right?
gonna bring that up. I was waiting for you.
What you know about that?
Tell me about her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, remember we went to see her live.
Yeah.
That's when I first found out who she was.
Yeah.
And no, I love her stuff, and actually, I was gonna mention that because recently we were watching El Chapo, and she does like the theme track.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's a dope song. You should check it out. Nice. So we always listen to that track, and usually you press skip, and we always look at each other and we're like, nah, I have to listen to that shit. It's dope.
What's her name again?
Ile.
So Ile. How do you spell that?
ILE.
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 Yeah, if you Google that, you can find. Yeah, she killed it that day that we saw her live, and from that day on, she's stuck in our heads.
Yeah, so Ile is Calle 13's sister, and she started with him. She would do this. Her voice is very unique, so her voice is very recognizable too. So every time they will have a concert or in the album, you can listen to her voice and you know that was her. So now she coming out as having her solo album. It's really great because she is mixing up boleros and also a little bit of plena and a little bit of bomba and the percussions and all this. And her voice, because it's so recognizable, I think it made a good transition for herself to be a solo artist now.
All right.
Yeah, I love it. Every time we hear it, like, it's just like, we didn't even know who it was, and I had to Shazam that track and then saw that it was her, and we were like, oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah, definitely an official track.
So passing to another group, this band is not from Puerto Rico, it's from Mexico, and it's called Café Tacuba.
Café Tacuba, what?
Yes.
Dope.
Café...
Gil don't know shit about that.
Shut up.
They do know.
Okay.
No, so Café Tacuba, right, they mix the band sound, norteño sounds, and sounds reggae-ish, yeah, a little bit of also like ballad, and it sounds like samba, flamenco, and all these different sounds together. And some of their songs are really love songs, so they're a little bit more comedy, so they have like a real mixture going on and on everything, not only the sound but the lyrics and everything else.
Word.
Nice.
Also, we have Aterciopelados, and the Aterciopelados, they're a Colombian band. They mix rock, punk, cumbia, Colombian funk, and their songs are really interesting. The lyrics are really, I want to say kind of dreamy, but also like intense. They have different things going on. Now the group, I think they went into a route that is more talking about nature and talking about love, and it's a little bit more calm that
hippie-ish.
Yeah, exactly. Hippie-ish. That's true. That from what they started. Yeah, exactly. They're more free now. And then I have Julieta Venegas. Julieta
Never
Venegas.
heard of her. Who's that?
She's a Mexican songwriter and singer. She makes pop rock, ballads, folk rock. She sings, she plays the accordion, and she plays the guitar too. And
Where's she from?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah. And then I wanted Gilo to tell us a little bit more about the Latin Alternative Music Conference, which is a conference that happens here in New York and I think in different states. And it's about Latin American singers and alternative bands, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been going for a while. It's pretty cool because it's the chance for musicians from all across the world, especially Latino musicians, to come together. And they usually have events at Brooklyn, the band shell, or like Summer Stage in Central Park, and SOBs, Highline, a whole bunch of little spots here and there. But they have a lot of the Latino artists to give an opportunity to perform. And it's also just like a center for where they bring like panelists and like corporations that are willing, that want to meet with the artists and just give an opportunity for them to network and stuff.
Right.
So yeah.
How many times have you been?
I've been there for a while. I mean, I've been going like almost 10 years probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I did get a chance to talk to Tego one time. We were talking.
Nice.
Tego, the Calle 13 Residente,
Yeah.
was a cool dude too. He, we spoke and just about like, regular stuff, and a whole bunch of people, just really, Fat Joe, Racas, Natalia, Federico.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Natalia and
You see
Federico.
it?
I know Natalia. What's her last name?
Clavier.
Natalia Clavier.
Natalia Clavier. She used to be on what
there.
band?
Well, she's
Thievery.
a vocalist for
Vocalist for
Thievery.
Thievery
Like she goes on
Corporation.
tour with Thievery Corporation. Yeah, I think she's on the new album that's coming out now.
Yeah. That was cool. I think she's got a great sound.
Sure.
That's like good music that not too many people really know about. And once you hear it, you're like, oh, this is good. It's like almost like hip hop-ish, but Spanish, and it just has a lot of different elements in it.
That's
Almost like
definitely
melodica, reggae-ish. It's a big combination of everything in it. It's a lot of good real topics.
You wanted me to teach you, right? Street
Oh.
man.
Ahora sí, hablar español
Hablando español.
with the boys. What's up?
Con los Gilos.
Español, not speak English.
Hola.
All right, Carla, what do you got for us?
Okay. Música. How do you say música? No, I had to say in English. Okay, it doesn't matter. Música
Is
is...
music.
Yes. Okay. How do you say alternative in English? In Spanish, sorry.
Estás al revés, Carla.
Soy al revés. How do you say alternative in Spanish?
Alternativo. Say
Yeah.
it.
Alternativo.
All right.
Yeah,
Got it.
there you
We
go.
got two down.
I mean, but it depends how you use in the word. Because if it's música in Spanish, it will be música alternativa. It ends with an A.
Got you.
But it's
Feminine,
okay.
masculine thing. Got
Yes.
you. All right.
How do you say organization in Spanish?
Let's leave it up to Gillo. Hit us. Organization.
Organizacion.
All right.
Good one. How do you say detail?
Detail.
Detail
All right, this is for Spax.
in
Detail.
Spanish.
Detalle.
Se
Spanish.
ganaron el carro con el aire
It's like Sábado
acondicionado.
Gigante over here. All right.
Holy
Carla,
Steve
what else you
Harvey.
got?
How do you say design?
Design? I got this one. Diseño.
What?
That's right. That's how I do.
Te ganaste. Okay. How do you say mixture or mix?
I'm gonna leave that to Gillo. Gillo, how do you say mixture or mix?
Mezcla.
That's
That's right. Say, all right. Repeat it one more time, nice and slow for the gringos out there. Come on.
Mezcla.
Very good. Mezcla.
Yes.
Mezcla. All right.
How do you say? You have to say this word. Genres.
Oh my God. Carla has a hard time with these words. I don't know why Carla has a hard time with this word over the episodes. I don't know if you guys have noticed. She avoids the word genre. She avoids that word. All right, so genre in Spanish, Carla, how do you say genre?
Géneros.
Géneros. Genre is géneros in Spanish. All right. We're going to get over that.
Okay. How do you say new in Spanish?
Leave that to Spax.
Nuevo.
What?
Yeah.
Nuevo.
Okay. I got a good one, I think. Let's see if you guys know
I'm
it.
going to leave this one for Gillo.
No, don't do that. Why you gotta be the good one?
How do you say refresh in Spanish?
Refrescar.
Oh, okay.
That was it, yeah?
Yeah, is that it has like two translations. It can be refrescar or actualizar.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God it wasn't that
But
other
because
one.
because actualizar also means reload, but it depends on the term that you're using. Refresh, because refresh
Like
can be
computer.
also actualizar. Yeah, like computer. When you're doing refresh to your screen or something, you're actualizar.
All right, Carla, you got any more?
No. Do you
That's
guys have
actually
any?
handy.
You guys have any that popped into your head based on what we talked about?
I'm
No, but
here.
that's
I'm
handy.
ready.
That actualizar, I would have seen that on top of the thing. The only thing
I
that
know-
would have helped me was the little arrow.
I know Spax got one. Spax got one. Go ahead,
Back
Spax.
guy will go.
Well, to the non-speaking, the non-Spanish, whatever. Maybe cerveza.
Oh, we've been done that one.
Yeah.
That was episode 5.
All right.
Beer.
Cerveza is beer. Cerveza.
That's for them.
Beer.
Word.
Be able
So
to
you
open
guys
a
can
spot and get
remember.
their-
Oh, wait up.
open a
I got a
bodega
good one
and
for you
get their
guys.
brews.
I got a good one for you guys. I'm sorry. I got a good one for you guys. Craft beer.
Come on, man.
Craft beer. How do you say craft beer in Spanish?
I got it.
How do you guys say
You
craft-
got it? Go
how do-
for it.
Wait. How do you guys say craft beer in Spanish?
Cerveza de craft?
Stump
I don't
you,
know.
motherfuckers!
Is it? No, what is it?
No. All right, hold on, wait. This is important. This is Cortez
This
live
is
stream.
important.
This is
This is
official
important.
Cortez NYC live stream shit right here. Okay, this is where you guys are finally gonna learn how to say craft
You're
beer
gonna
in
say-
Spanish.
Microbrewery.
No, I learned this at a restaurant and it stayed in my head. All right, Carla, how do you say craft beer in Spanish?
Cerveza artesanal.
Oh, duh, I knew that.
Because
That's what-
craft.
My uncle comes over. he's always like-
I knew that. Oh yeah,
My uncle always comes over. He's like, "¿Tienes más de esa cerveza artesanal?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" No, but
I'm like,
duh,
shut up and have a
duh,
fucking
that's
IPA. Just shut up and have an
Like
IPA. Get out.
cheese, like artisanal cheese.
Cerveza artesanal.
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 Artesanal because crafts in Spanish is artesanía. And then a craft master will be an artesano. So then that's why.
This is the first time that the Hablando Español
Section went
long.
long.
Yo.
All right, yo. Thank you, guys.
Yes, we did it.
With the Gillos and the Spaxes. Guillotine Cuts in the house.
Salute.
Salute. Yo, cheers to everybody.
Yo, the
Yeah.
mad reunion right here, man. So happy to have you guys on this reboot of the live stream.
Remix.
Hopefully, we'll have you guys in the studio soon where we can all participate firsthand, face to face. Yo, guys, so quick for the fans out there, where can they find you? More of you.
Just go catch us on Instagram. We post a lot of stuff. You know, you can at Guillotine Cuts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Everything is the same at Guillotine Cuts.
What about you,
YouTube?
Spax?
You'll find. We'll be dropping stuff soon.
Spax, where we can find you? I've seen.
Same handle, but you can catch me on Instagram at the Apparition 718.
Word.
You know,
You got your following
Yeah,
there? I've seen you. You got your followers there.
Ain't nothing, man.
just we keep it moving.
All
Look out for whatever, you know. We're dropping a video soon. We got something with Impetus coming out. We got an EP with Elio coming out too, and
Love equals omnipotence. Something with
appreciate you all.
JDL from the Cold Crush Brothers coming out soon. Definitely check that out, and a lot more to come soon.
Yeah, and the next episode is going to be episode 15, Inked. On that Art Life Talk, I'm going to be talking about inking, which is something I enjoy to do. I'll be talking about what tools I use and what are the challenges when you want to create an inked piece.
And on Culture Talk, we're going to be talking about Hispanic writers and poets that had crossover into the English language, like, for example, Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Ooh, nice. And at the end, I'm sure we will be speaking
Spanish, hablando español.